Good morning. Welcome to Morning Thailand of the 11th of November 2013. I am Tulip Naksongpom.
And I want to Son Kru Hung. Now, of course, today I think a lot of anticipation is
a lot of anxiety, a lot of things that are gonna happen today.
Exactly.
And a lot of things have been happening over the weekend.
A lot of things, that's for sure. But
today is going to be a long day
because
for the media and journalism.
There's anticipation for the ICJ's ruling on Previous Temple dispute, as well as the internal political things that are happening with the amnesty bill. So you're going to have to wait until the last break where we discuss a little bit about those. However, first thing first, like Kun Tulip has said, there's a lot happened over the weekends. And one of the things that happened is the accident that took place on Saturday. Now, this particular accident involving a bus and they're not exchange students, but they are foreign students that come here in Thailand and actually enroll in the AIT, which is one of the very famous graduate school here in Thailand. And this particular case took place on November the 9th at around 2:20 p.m. They said that a bus, which has all the students, the AIT students, Asian Institute of Technology, were actually on their way to a field trip in Phuket province. However, once they get to the mountainside, which is a hill, a very steep hill up to the Patong mountain, they say that this particular trip has 4 buses altogether. The first 3 went through the curve, no problem, up to the mountain range. However, the 4th one lost its power, and they think that it's probably due to the fact that the driver is not very familiar with the area itself, so he probably wasn't sure what to do with it. So they ended up pretty much flipped right by the curve on the Vichit Songkram road. And they say that once the rescue team got to the scene, there were a lot of students that were injured. Now, these students came from Nigeria, Nepal, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, as well as Pakistan. And there are some Thai students as well inside the bus. They say that altogether around 49 students were injured, and they say that rescuers had to send 39 of them to Patong Hospital and the other 10 to Krungthep Phuket Hospital because due to the fact that there is quite a bit of the injuries that happened to all these students. So each of the hospital cannot take all of the patient. Now they say that the bus left Pathum Thani province in the evening of the 8th, and once it got to the scene, they say that is probably due to the steep hill, and the bus lost the power and just kind of tilted to the curve there. But luckily, no one there was 6 of the people that critically injured, but it wasn't death, not very deadly, so it's still quite bad, but it's not as bad.
Okay. From that, we will go straight up to Chiang Mai. There was a press conference of 7 suspects arrested over the weekend of the drug trafficking of Hmong ethnic. This is over the 3 cases. The first one happened a week ago.
Okay.
And there was a clash between this gang and the narcotic police, resulting in 1 suspect killed and 1 police officer killed. But then police able to find, not exactly, they say because of the internal chaotic going on in Thailand right now, they believe that it's somewhat easier for all these drug gang to traffic drugs in and out Thailand.
Right.
So the police has been more vigilant on the checkpoints and along the border. So there were 3 cases that was on press conference. The first group was 3 suspects that was arrested in Vieng Pa Pao district of Chiang Mai province with 400,000 methamphetamines And the second group, 2 suspects arrested with the 450,000 methamphetamine in front of the Lotus Supercenter in Phang district. The first one was at the checkpoint in Ving Papao on Thursday night. The second one was in front of the Lotus in Phang in Chiang Mai, and the police believe this is part of the big drug gang that have been trying to transfer this on the way into Bangkok. Once it gets to Bangkok, the value goes up pretty quickly.
Okay, so that means that this is probably one of the big drug busts.
Yes, all in all, 7 Hmong suspects with 850,000 methamphetamine pills and 7 cars altogether, all in Chiang Mai over only 1 weekend.
All right, well, at least less meth pills in the market, that's for sure. Now, moving on to another interesting drug bust. Apart from methamphetamine pills, there also a report of the marijuana that has been dried and pretty much crushed into a block.
Right.
So 1 kilogram each. Apparently, altogether, there are 2 cases, and this in Satun province, southern part of Thailand. They say that in the evening of November the 8th, so on Friday, they found altogether in the 2 cases 163 blocks of marijuana, and this equivalent to 1 kilogram for each block. So that means 163 kilograms
of marijuana.
Exactly.
That is a lot of.
Yes, that's a lot of weed, that for sure. And they say that in this particular case, the first case, due to a tip-off that the police actually received, they were able to found this particular lot. They say that there has been a long ongoing investigation over the transport of this particular marijuana lot, and they say that they found the marijuana, the first batch, about 80 blocks, so 1 kilogram for each blocks, and at this point, due to the fact that it was hidden in the mangroves, they haven't heard of who actually are the one that hiding all these. But they say that they were found inside a water tank, hidden inside a water tank, trying to get away with it. However, later on, they found another 83. The first one was 80 of the marijuana blocks in a water tank, but another 83 blocks, they were found in one of those fertilizer sacks, and it was hidden in a mangrove as well, and the water patrol police were the one that found it. So altogether, they believe that this was supposed to be a border trade gang that are working on this, and they probably left it there in the mangrove area, and later on probably going to take a boat and pick it up. But the police got it before they actually able to pick them up. So obviously 163 kilograms off the market.
Okay.
A lot.
Moving on to the next news. This is actually Thailand is actually experiencing just a fraction of this.
And the fraction is still quite a bit, right?
Yes, fraction is still scary. We heard what happened in the Philippines over the weekend and moving into Vietnam of this big giant typhoon that supposedly they said on record is probably one of the biggest typhoon that ever make a landfall. Hiyan typhoon actually also affect Thailand. It was reported over the weekend that there were some fishing boats that actually sank only about 20 nautical miles from Sattahip shore. So it's around Chonburi, Rayong province on the east of Thailand. The first boat sank on Friday night. The Marine able to rescue the crews on Saturday morning, but then also in Saturday afternoon they got the report that there were also a total of 3 boats actually sank over the course of Friday night, Saturday morning. Supposedly, overall, should be 20-something crews. They're able to rescue only 7 of them so far. Yes, still missing. These 3 boats were Chok Grisada boat, Rung Rung 24 boat, and Kangwan Wari boat. It was just sank about south of Juang Island of the Sattahip shoreline. Look at the picture, that is scary.
Exactly, but like you said, Philippines got it pretty hard.
Yeah,
so.
and actually meteorological department already issued a warning that all these small fishing boats shouldn't be out and about doing their business at the moment, because this typhoon is supposed to be one of the biggest one in history. I guess they just don't believe it.
Yeah, or maybe due to the fact that if you don't see it, sometimes you just think that it's okay. But obviously listen to the warning, because this is very, very serious.
So it's still a lot of people missing, and the one that got rescued, they were actually floating in the water for like 10 hours, waiting for the Marine to rescue them.
All right. Well, luckily they survived this particular case. Now let's take a short break, because when we come back, we have a little bit more updates on what happened yesterday, especially in terms of the Olympic shooters murder case finally is resolved. And it turned out it was a mother-in-law, right, that actually behind everything. And I have a little bit of an update on the situation down south, southern violence once again. So please stay tuned.